Do you want to play average volleyball or do you want to play your best? I have played professional volleyball for many years. I never wanted to be average player. I always wanted to be better than everyone else. And here are 15 habits that if you do are guaranteed to hurt you and make you play average volleyball. You practice less than others. Volleyball is a demanding sport and volleyball is played by millions of people around the world. And if you think you can train less than others, less than your teammates, and you'll be better, forget it. Train less than others means to play worse than others. You are only playing for yourself. You want to be the best in the game. You want the setter to keep setting to you, so you are making a lot of points. You also take risk on serve and want to score as many aces as possible. And after the match you quickly rush to the stats guy and check your stats to see if you played well. If you had the best numbers. That's wrong again. You can play by yourself. If you want to succeed, you have to play for the team and not just for yourself. You argue with coach. You got your head, you think you already know almost everything in volleyball. You think you play volleyball very well and you have no flaws in your performance. This overconfidence then leads to you disrespecting the coach, arguing with him, or you listen to what he says but you'll still do what you want. This is also not the way to great performance. If you annoy the coach, he will automatically prefer other players and you will sit on the bench. You don't care about stretching. You are a player, you know how to play volleyball. You don't need anything but a hole and ball to perform. Stretching doesn't mean much to you. You don't touch the ball when you stretch. So why do it? Continue to refuse to stretch and expect to remain a mediocre player. Plus expect to get injured soon. Is that what you really want? You speak more than you do. I've seen plenty of players who, instead of doing an exercise that takes a minute, prefer to spend a longer time discussing the exercise, whether it's good, if others are doing it the same way, or if it will actually help you. Also, there are players in the game who will excuse every mistake they make and discuss it, making all sorts of arguments as to why it happened and that it wasn't actually their mistake. That's wrong. Talking too much about what happened doesn't move you forward. That's why you work, try your best and train rather than talk too much in training and during the game. You don't watch the best players. You play your competition, maybe it's even the highest competition in your country. You say to yourself, I'm the best in my team, I don't have much competition in the league either. Why should I watch other players? Because count on the fact that there will always be someone better than you. And you learn a lot by watching the best players in the world. And I believe you don't want to remain a mediocre player. You train as much as you want. You practice when you feel like it. If you are in a good mood, you'll go for 100%. When you are not in a good mood or when the practice isn't to your liking, you train and half-throttle. And you tell yourself, this training or that drill is not important. Anyway, when I want to, when I'm trying, I'll do it and I will play well. But it doesn't work that way. Your head will remember deep in your memory that you train at half throttle. And then during a game in a tight situation, your body and your head will let you down. You can train at 50% and expect a 100% performance in a match. Teammates are losers. Some players think like this too. They think, I'm special, I am better than others, I play volleyball better and others are worse. This is then reflected in their behavior in the team. Selfishness, superiority, pride, they don't belong on the team. If you want to play good and great volleyball, you need to have good relationships with your teammates. Then you have a chance to succeed. If you play like individualists, like prima donnas, then forget about the joy of winning. Instead, you will lose and then look angry on each other after game. If you don't play, you don't care about the game. If you are not playing and you are on the bench, the game is over for you. You are not watching a game, you are not looking at why you are winning or losing. You don't play, so the game doesn't matter to you. But then there comes a time when the coach replaces you and you are not ready for it. Suddenly you are under pressure. You don't know how the opponent is playing. You don't want to make a mistake, so the coach doesn't replace you. But you can turn your body and head from 0 to 100% in a few seconds. And you can count on the fact that you are more likely to fail in the match. After the game, you will be looking around for reasons why you didn't play well. But the fault was all in you, and your mental setup. Every free weekend is a party. The season is long and you don't always play on the weekends. You are looking forward to what you are going to do with the weekend. You are thinking, I worked hard and played my heart out last weekend. I'm gonna enjoy this weekend and you are gonna go out to the town, to the club on Friday and Saturday. Sure, fun is part of the life, but unless you want to be an average player, you just can't drink and party all your free weekends. Your body needs to rest and regenerate too, and if you are going to go home at 4 AM on the weekend, you are not going to give it much opportunity to relax and regenerate. You are not working on your weaknesses. You play good volleyball, you are usually the backbone of the team. In practice, you focus on the game activities you are good at. Then you show others how well you serve or hit the balls. But volleyball isn't just about what you can do, it's also about where your weaknesses are. And every volleyball player has a weakness. Even Leon is not Superman. That's why you have to work on your weaknesses too. Because count on the fact that opponent or the opponent's coach will be watching your every move, and if they discover that you don't want to defend difficult balls in the field, for example, they will want to exploit this weakness. Workout in gym is useless. In practice or in a match, you have no problem jumping high, hitting big attacks. You enjoy practicing with the ball. But when you have to go to the gym, you don't feel like it. You don't see why you should work in the gym when volleyball is played on the court with the ball. But if you want to play better volleyball, you can do without weight training. It's not enough to attack or serve several hours per week. You are gonna need to do abdominal exercises, preventative exercises for your shoulders and knees, and much more. When the best players and teams are working out, you can be an exception. That's just the way it is. You are not thinking tactically. During a game, you have your game in your head. You know what you are good at, and that's what you want to play. But it often happens that your opponent will block your favorite diagonal, or the receivers on the other side will stand where you like to serve. But you don't care anyway, you are confident and you keep repeating your familiar attacks. You can play like that. Every player has to be able to adapt to the conditions of the game. If you don't think tactically and strategically, you still play average volleyball. You don't treat small injuries. Not only young players think, I'm healthy, if something hurts a little, it will go away. Yes, in most cases, small pains will pass. But there are conditions and small injuries that need your attention. They need your attention because if you go through 2 months of knee pain and maybe even take painkillers for the games, you are putting yourself at risk of your minor injury turning into a big problem. A problem and an injury that could end in a surgery and few months without volleyball. So listen to your body and don't give up on small problems and injuries. Loss of focus. People are not machines, that's for sure. In volleyball, it's impossible to maintain 100% concentration for more than 2 hours. On the other hand, when the ball is in the air, you should be as focused as possible. Because you know it yourself, sometimes one ball decides the outcome of set or a match. And often you can spoil this ball by low concentration. When, for example, a free ball is flying to you and you pass it at the 3 meters instead of passing it exactly high to the net into the hands of the setter. I believe these tips will help you and you will not be any more average volleyball players. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.